Sorry if it sounds a bit loud because I can't hear the damn thing. So happy Wednesday. So we're going to, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to do power Pilates, and I was just saying that basically power Pilates isn't all about just powerful moves, moving in quite fast. Some of it is still going to be quite controlled and slow, but over the weeks we'll progress it, we'll add things together, we'll add some bone loading stuff in there as well, and going to use the bands. So we don't need the bands just yet. So just very quickly, just for those who've not used bands before, if you're doing this on replay, is always check your band, make sure there's no nicks or anything in it, because obviously I can't see your band at home, and rubber and rubber don't go. So rubber on rubber, so trainers on these type of bands don't tend to go. They get the friction, they get warm, and then when they get warm, they're more likely to rip. So I always do my exercise with no shoes on. Okay, the other thing is, make sure when you put the band around your feet, you put it in the arch of the foot. So it goes in the arch of the foot, not on the sole of the foot, because if it flicks up, it's quite sort of, can be quite sort of hurtful, it can hurt, and it can shock you a little bit, it can make you feel, ooh. So make sure it's always under the arch of the foot. If you're using it at the front of your body, again, just be mindful that it could slip out your hand, it could snap, so maybe just close your eyes when it's anywhere near the face, particularly down on the floor. So I'm going to find a space on the mat. Let's just find our good postural position. So feet hip distance, and just your arms down by your side. Okay, relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Knees nice and soft, so be careful you're not overlocking those knees. Okay, so just let the crown of the head draw up towards the ceiling. So I'm just going to start off with a little lift and lower. Okay, I'm leading with the thumbs, and I'm just doing a little bit of movement, a bit of mobility through the shoulders. Again, so you're taking the arms up and down, lovely. Standing up tall. So I'm going to get you to do right arm, left arm. So you're going to go right and left, and then both together. I'm going to go slightly higher each time. Again, shoulder height here, and then maybe to the head, and then maybe a little bit higher. Now think about your rib cage, staying down and relaxed, so you're not flaring through the back, and keep that back in neutral. Again, up and down. So one to your shoulder, and then one up. Again, so make sure you equal weight through both feet. Good. And remember, it's really important to do standing exercise, particularly for those ladies who are sat for long periods of time in the chair. It's not good for your posture, and it's not good for encouraging good spinal conditions for prevention of osteoporosis. Let's do this one more time. Good. And take the arms a little bit higher, standing up tall. So I'm just warming up. Let's just do some foot pedals for a second. So foot pedals is normally focused around pelvic stability. And it does that. It says what it does on the can. So you've got to try and keep your pelvis nice and level. But I like to do it just to mobilise through the ankles, through the toes, through the knees, and through the hips. So I'm going to bring those arms back as I'm doing those foot pedals. Do that again. So you've got your right arm and your left up to your head and a little bit higher. So let's just try that a couple more times. Keep leading with the thumbs, standing in a neutral position. So I'm going to do it one more time. Good. Get a really good mobility through those feet. Okay, I'm going to get you to place your hands on top of your ribs and on top of your hips. Sometimes I'm going to go in time with the music and sometimes I'm not. I want you to feel movement coming from the ribs. So I want you to encourage movement from your thoracic spine. So I want you to feel your ribs moving from right to left. And your head is just going to go along for the ride. Good, and again. Okay, so I'm going to get you to do alternating arms this time. And then I'm going to get you to encourage you to move. So if your hips want to move, let them move. So if you're a bit stiff in your lower back, then let your pelvis move. So I'm getting you to rotate through the spine. Good. So you've got that little bit of rotation, and I'm encouraging you to turn your head. If you feel a little bit dizzy, then keep your head forward and just move your ribs. Good. Okay, let's come back to centre. I'm just going to get you to mobilise through the shoulders and get some movement in your thoracic spine. And again, so you're going down and lift. Good. So get that little bit of movement through that middle section, across the top, open the chest, lengthen the muscles across the chest and across the back. So just a little figure of 8 with your arms. Okay, I'm going to move your body at the lower part. So I'm going to get you to hip hinge and lift. So push your hips to the back. Engage those tummy muscles. Now remember, when we hip hinge, we encourage you to push hips to the back. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Notice how my back stays nice and flat. My shoulders are back and down. I'm going to get you to do your arm float. Now you can stay low, or you can take your arms slightly higher up, but I really want you to keep your shoulder blades down so you're not rounding through the back, yeah? Keep that going for me. So I'm going down, nod your chin, and lift up. Good. Now it's bone loading through the ankles, through the knees, through the hips, into that squat position. Okay, hold it here. I'm going to get you to squeeze your shoulder blades and bring it back. Again, squeeze your shoulder blades and bring it back. And again, squeeze and bring it back. So get a really good retraction, really good postural exercise. Let's put that together with the squat. Down, here, retract and back. Down, push up, retract and back. Give me a side bend here. Good. Now again, getting some lateral flexions. We're going through a different sling system. Today we're going to do some pulling with the bands and some pushing with the bands. So again, you're going to get different feelings, different muscles switching on. Good. Make sure your body's in a straight line, you're in that neutral position, you're not leaning forward or leaning back. So nice mobility through the spine. Let's put that together with the squats. So down, up, retract, squeeze, and back. Side bend, doesn't matter which side you do your side bend on, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Good. So let's go back to the squat again. So you've got down, reach, squeeze, open the chest, side bend. Now when we're going to do some breathing out, I'm going to ask you to breathe out like you're using an eco-friendly straw. Okay, give your legs a little shake. I'm going to go through a move with you now, and then we're going to do it again when we use the bands. So watch my right leg. It goes like this. Forward and back. Forward and back. Now, if the music's too fast, just go at your own pace. So this is bone loading going through the front leg, going into your back leg and going back to your right leg. So right leg, left leg, right leg. Now when I come into the right leg, I'm going to peel my heel up. When I step back, I'm going to peel my toe up. So I'm going forward, I'm going back, I'm going forward. So it's a really good exercise for establishing the weight that's going through the body when we do functional walking. So we do bone loading every day, don't we? Because we're walking every single day. Okay, I'm going to progress. When I step back, I'm going to keep my heel off the ground and I'm going to do a split lunge. So I'm going to step forward, step back and lunge. Step forward, step back. Now when I do my curtsy lunge, just make sure that your knee isn't kissing into the left knee. And squat. Keep doing that for me. We're going to do 2 more, face this way. So forward, back and squat. Last one on these. And squat. Okay, I'm going to get you to keep that leg behind and just give me some movement through this arm. So I'm going to get you to encourage that movement through the ribs again. So when I got you to put your hands on the ribs, encourage that movement through the ribs. Any neck and shoulder problems, just stay with this. But I'm going to do a back stroke. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to circle round. I'm going to come up, so I'm going to encourage movement through the rib cage. And I'm really warming up the shoulders because we're going to use those bands. Can't hear myself speak because of my blocked up ears. Let's just do 1 more. Good. Okay, let's change legs. So forward, step back and flex your toes. So get some movement through the ankle of the supported leg. So you're getting bone loading through the right leg all the time, but then you transfer the bone loading into the left leg as you add that functional step forward. So feel the movement through the ankle, feel the movement through the foot. Okay, I'm going to add that little split lunge. So I'm going to go down, up, step forward, step back. Checking that left knee isn't kissing into the right leg. So again, step back, step forward. The heel at the back is up when I do the lunge. And down. Let's just do 1 more. And then keep that foot behind, shoulders are back. Again, add a little bit of looking, so you're getting some functional movement through the neck. I'm encouraging you to move your ribs. And then I'm going to circle round, and it's a backward stroke. So looking at your thumbs. Both knees are soft there, you can have them bent, it's not a problem. You can have your back leg straight, that's fine. Let's do 1 more. So you should be warmed up. We've done some side movements, we've done some rotation, we've done some mobility through the legs. So let's pick up the bands. So place your band under both feet. Yeah, so I'm going to go under both feet. Okay, you're going to cross. You're going to hold on to your band like you're holding on to a bunch of flowers. And you can decide how much of your flowers you want to hold. Because my band might be longer than yours, but I want you to get some resistance there, some resistance. So I'm going to get you to do your monkey squat. So I'm going to go down and lift. If that's too fast, slow it down, yeah? So you can do a slow squat if you wish, if you don't want to do a fast one. So down and up. Now you'll feel the band tighten as you come up. Now breathe out, breathe in. Okay, as you come up, push back. Give me a little push back. Now we did this in the warm-up, so pull back. And I want you to feel your core muscles switching on as you push back. So this is a push back. So you're pushing, it's a pushing action. So it's a push. So you should feel those abdominal muscles, those transverse abdominal muscles, back extensors. Let's add a squat. So down and push back. Good. So make sure the knees are tracking in line with the second and third toe. And squeeze those arms back. Breathe out here. Breathe out here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. So down, back, good. Down, back, squeeze. Okay, let's go back to the side bends. Side and centre. So we're going back to that sling system, that lateral sling system. The band is adding resistance, so it's going to put some work in the shoulders, it's going to put work in the back, it's going to put work in the waist, in those core muscles, in those external oblique muscles. Good. So let's put that together. So we're going to go down, up, retract, and then side bends. So I'm going to encourage your breath. Breathe out, breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. Now if you get a little bit confused with your breath, I would say normally when there's effort going on in the bands, that would be a breath out. Now your eco-friendly straw is a slight subtle breath out. Down, up, come, really get that retraction, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let's do one more. So down, up, retract, lovely, out and in. Well done. So I'm going to get you to pick your band up and I'm going to get you to step back with your right leg. Step back with your right leg, and I'm just going to do right leg only, right side only. Keep this arm still, and remember I want to encourage movement through the rib cage. So I'm going to go up, twist, back, down, up, twist, back, down. Now I'm going to ask you to breathe out when you pull that band. So it's a pulling action again. So up. If you feel that you want to, you can move your hip. So you can move your pelvis if that feels a little bit better. Good, so it's up and back. Now I'm going to add some legs back here. Watch me first. I'm going to go step forward, step back, up, pull, back, down. Step forward, step back, up, pull, back, down. Step forward, step back, with an up, pull, back, down. Now, getting that bone loading through the legs, through the hips. Now, if the next bit isn't for you, I want you to stay with this, where you put them both together separately. Yeah, so what I mean is, you do the leg, and you come back and then you add your arms, but I'm going to put that together. So I'm going to go forward, back, twist, forward, back, twist. Now if your back leg wants to turn an angle, as long as the knee is tracking in front of the toes, and you can have your back leg bent. So I've put these two moves together, so you're getting a real good retraction here, and you're getting that pulling sensation. You've got your bone loading going on through the front and back leg. You've got rotation going on. So let's do that one more time. Woo! Okay, just give that arm a little stretch out. Just give that arm a little stretch out. Good. I'm going to do the other leg in a second. Okay, place the band underneath the feet again. And I'm going to get you to hold on to your bunch of flowers. You've got the option to hold here, and hold here later on. So depending on how much resistance you've got, you may only get here, or the strength. You may only get here, or you may get all the way up to your chest. Okay, so shoulders are back. Okay, watch me first. Down, pull back, down and lift. So I'm going to go hands to knees, hands to ribs, hands to knees and lift. Notice how my back is nice and flat. I'm not rounding the back, I'm hip hinging. I'm pulling back, so I'm doing that pulling action again, and I'm strengthening the muscles in the upper back. My chin is slightly nodded, so once you know what you're doing, I want you to encourage this. So you're not looking up at the camera. Okay, let's do 2 squats here. So you've got down, up, and then you're going to come down and add that pull. Good. So you're going down, up, again. So down. Now you're going to breathe out on the pulling action. So you breathe out on the pulling action. So you go in breath, pull, and again. Remember your eco-friendly straw. Again. So down, pull, back, lift. Good. So again, a great exercise for that posterior chain. Good. Now you're going to be working biceps here as well, so it's a bit of a compound exercise where there's other muscle groups working to do that action. Good. Good, good, good. So let's just do one more. So down, up, and then add that retraction. Okay, so get your bands again. If they've got a bit sticky, just give them a little bit of an opening. So remember, I'm going to take my left foot behind, I'm going to go up, rotate, back and down. My other arm stays still. I'm encouraging movement through the ribs. So remember what I did, I got you to use your ribs and I got you to move them. So that means that you're getting a little bit of thoracic rotation. Keep going. What I want you to avoid is overstretching the shoulder if the ribs aren't moving. So make sure you go to the point where the ribs are moving. Good. So you're not overstretching the shoulder joint. Good. Okay, let's just bring the feet back. Forward and back. Up, rotate, back, down, forward, doing that bone loading again, up, rotation, back, down, forward and back, and then I'm going to put them together. So if you struggle putting it together, you just stay with this by putting each one separate. So I'm going to try it next time. So I go forward, back, rotate. Forward, back, rotate. Might not go in time with the music, but that's fine. You can make the band shorter. Breathe out on the pulling action. Breathe out on the pushing action. Come on. Come on again. Push back. So you've got a push and a pull. Good. And pull back. Lovely. Push. Woo. Last one. Okay, so put the band again underneath the foot. Again, if it's got a little bit gooey, just pop that, unravel it. Okay, so I'm going to go into a staggered stance. I'm going to put my foot forward and I'm going to hold onto the band again with my bunch of flowers. You can hold here, you can hold here or hold here. Yeah, so I'm going to just add a little bit of rotation. So I'm twisting. Now you can have your back foot off the floor or you can have your heel down, it's up to you, whatever feels good for you. If that causes you any tension in the neck and shoulders, then you bring your arms here. But because you've got the resistance pulling, it's going to work those sling systems, okay, a little bit more. So, you can feel it working the muscles in the waist, in the back. You've got a little bit of tension going on in the shoulders. Good. Okay, I'm going to go a little twist with a bicep curl. Elbows are really close to the body. When do you think you'll breathe out? When the band tenses. So you've got your little twist and down, twist. I'm going to start to raise the elbows. So you might want your band to be a little bit longer. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. Breathe out. So this is isolating now the biceps. If the next bit's not for you, stay with this or stay with this. I'm going to bring my arms wider and you can go shoulders, you can go chin, you can go head. So you can go to the point where it feels okay for you. Now it's going to get into your back extensors, it's going to get into all your core. So if you get any pulling sensation, any pain, not stiffness, pain, go back to the two other options. So I'm just going to get you to do that a couple more times. So you go up and down, up and down, breathe out, breathe out. Okay, just take that band off, we'll do that again in a second. So just give that little shake out. Good. And just give me a little squat here before we change legs. Just giving you a little rest from the shoulders before we change. Good. Now there's going to be lots more exercises that I'm going to give you as the weeks go on. The warm-up will be quicker. I'm going to do one more for the legs in a second, then we're going to get down on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to place the band under my left foot, hold on to my bunch of flowers. I'm going to hold here, here or here, and I'm going to start with that rotation. Your back foot can be lifted or it can be down. You should have equal weight through your front leg and your back leg. Okay, so now I'm going to add the bicep curl with the elbows at the side. So I'm just going to bring my weights, my hands together as I rotate. So I'm keeping my knuckles together as I rotate. Breathe out there as you twist. I'm going to start to add the elbows away from the body. So add the elbows away from the body. Good. And then I'm going to add a little bit more height. A little bit more height. So your band might need to go longer. So my flowers are starting to go shorter. You may get to your shoulder height. You may get to your chin height. You might get to your nose. You may get to your head. You may get higher up. Good. Breathe out as you pull that band. It's a pulling action. Pulling action. Good. Okay, let it go. One more and then we're going to get down on the floor. So I'm going to do some abduction. So as you're unraveling your band, do some abduction here and feel the bone loading going through the supporting leg. Now when you do this, try and stay in neutral so you're not leaning over like this. So you stay in neutral, sacrum is drawing down to the floor, and I'm going to encourage you to turn your toe in and your heels pointing outwards. That will then target the muscles in the hip more and stop you swaying too much as well. So it restricts your range of movement, but it really targets the muscles a bit more. Okay? Good, good, good. So I'm going to get you to place the bands underneath your feet. Don't let the band be tight in the middle. Make sure there's some space. I definitely need to put some talcum powder on this. So I'm going to get you to go hip distance and make sure there's no tightness in the band. Hold on to your flower again. Hold on to your bunch of flowers. Shoulders are back. You can have hands here, here or here. I'm going to get you to add that abduction. Now breathe out through that eco-friendly straw. So it's a good, 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 good. So this is great for building strength in your hip bone from a bone loading point of view, all the way through that supporting leg. And then if you think about the muscles that it's strengthening, yeah? The other thing is it works those inner thigh muscles and your pelvic floor muscles because of the pushing action. This is a pushing action, yeah? Okay, bring your arms down. Take your arm out to the side. So thumbs up, breathe out, breathe out, good. Breathe out. So my arm is going out to the side. Good. Again. So it works laterally, it works in different planes of movement. Different sling systems are using there. Okay, so go back to this. Doesn't matter which leg you do at the moment. Let's do 4 of each. Arms down to the side. Only take your arms to where it feels good for you. Go back to your position. Do 2 of each. Good, let's try that again. Turn the toe in. Let's do right leg. Left arm, left leg, right arm. So we're going to work opposite sling systems. Right leg, left arm, left leg, right arm. So you have to think about this. The brain's having to work really hard to know what you're doing. If the next bit is not for you, I want you to stay with doing it separate, like you did with the rotation. Yeah, so like you did with the rotation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work right leg and left arm, and then left leg and right arm. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. You're pushing and you're pulling. So you're pushing against the leg, you're pulling against the arm. Well done. Let's do 1 more each side. I'm conscious of time and I want to do some work on the floor. There's a little bit more work to do on that over the next few weeks, so well done. So I'm just going to tilt the camera down a little bit and get down on the floor, hopefully, so you can see my mat. Okay, so coming down onto the mat, I want you to just go down into kneeling, so it's functional, and place your band on the floor, ready to pick up. This is all gone gooey. I need to sort it out. So, band on the floor, towel, I'm just going to move this step, and I'm going to get you to lie on your mat. God, it's 20 to 7 already. We did start 5 minutes late. Okay, so let me just see if I can tilt the camera down a little bit. Don't know why it's not tilting. Should do. Anyway, you should be able to see me there a bit better. Alright, so girls, what I want you to do is very quickly, I'm just going to get you to do a bit of pelvic awareness. I want you to lie on the back and straight away, don't force anything, don't force your back into the floor, just relax into the floor. And that would be your neutral spine. So I'm not asking you to tilt your pelvis, I'm not asking you to go into imprint. So that's your neutral, and that's the position that I would want you to be in. But I'm going to get you to think of your pelvis, isolating your pelvis to your lower back. I'm going to do this very quickly now and we'll touch base next week. So think of your sacrum. Your sacrum's got a wide angle and a narrow angle. It's a bit like a triangle like that. So it sits like that into the pelvis. So I want you to just find, without pressing your back and without squeezing your bottom, your wide part of your sacrum. Go back to your neutral and then go to the sharp part of the sacrum. Just a little bit, it's subtle, it's a subtle movement. Back to neutral, and you just kissing the lower back, just kissing the lower back into the floor. Go back to neutral and then press your coccyx or the sharp end of the sacrum. And again, you'll feel a slight lift, but it's so subtle. So the movement is coming from the pelvis, not as much through the lower back. So the movement's coming from the pelvis. And then next week I'm going to talk about connecting into pelvic floor while you do that. Okay? Okay, I'm going to get you to pick up your band with your right hand and pick up your band with the left. Now, get some resistance. Your two positions are elbows in, pushing up, elbows wide, rainbow. Yeah? Elbows in, elbows to the floor, pushing up, elbows out, rainbow. Yeah? So one is a tricep press. It's a pushing action. One is a rainbow, a chest press. Okay, so I'm going to get you to find neutral. Don't change neutral, slide your right leg out and in. Now I'm going to get you to just focus and just again build this up over the week so that you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So you'll feel a bone loading going on through the supporting leg, but I don't want you to force it. I want you to keep as soft into that position as you can. Keep your pelvis level, think of your sacrum staying level between your right and left bum cheek. Your opposite knee stays still, and the fact that you're taking the foot off the floor will give you a connection into your abdominal muscles. There should be no changing that back. So that pelvic rhythm should stay in neutral. Good. Okay, try a knee lift. Bring your knee up towards your hip, take it down. Very light again. Do not let the back press into the floor. Stay in that neutral position. You may get a little bit of a kissing feeling, but try and stay in that neutral position. Again, great for bone loading in the supporting leg. Great for core connection. Okay, let's add the arm. So elbows in. Keep doing this. Tricep press. Elbows in. Elbows in. So this is going to work your chest, your biceps, your triceps, and your back muscles. So it's going to work your anterior chain and your posterior chain. And what action is it? A pulling or a pushing? It's a pushing. You're pushing the band. Okay, elbows out, rainbow. So squeeze your chest muscles, create like a triangle, and it should be around your chest muscles, not around your face. There's no change in the back, there's no change in the ribs, there's no change in the lower back. Let's go back to the tricep press. So elbows in, breathe out, breathe in. That eco-friendly straw. Let's go back to elbows wide. That eco-friendly straw. Okay, let's take elbows in, right leg and left arm. Yeah, are you ready? So, breathe out. Now we're working this sling system again. Working opposite sides of the body. It's a pushing action. Make sure your pelvis stays level. Make sure your back stays in neutral. Your opposite knee stays really still. Do one more with the left leg. Okay, this time, knee lift. Stay light between the supporting leg. Breathe out. Good. Well done. So elbows wide. Okay, go back, elbows in. Are you ready? Tricep press. Let's do 4 of each, and it's nice and slow and controlled so you can focus on your technique. Elbows wide. Breathe out. Try and keep that neutral position. Good. Elbows in. Let's do 4 more of each. Focus on your pelvis, on your breathing, on your pushing. Knee lift. Again, try not to tilt that pelvis. Keep it subtle. Keep it subtle. Let's do 1 more on the left leg. Good. Okay, bring the band through. Just give me your hands on your ribs and keep the movement subtle. Keep the movement subtle. And next week we're going to add an arm line that does this with the band when it's underneath our back. But I want you to just release the back for a minute, but keep it really subtle. So maybe think about the legs going to 5 past and 5 to the hour. So it's very minimal. Good. Okay. I'm going to get you to put your hand on your left leg and do a knee drop with your right leg. Keep that sacrum level. Keep the sacrum level. Back is in neutral. Place your right hand on your right leg and drop the left knee. Now, knee drops are great for building up mobility in the hip, but it's fantastic for pelvic floor connection. Keep that opposite knee really still. Okay, bring your band up. Now it's shoulder width. If you need extra length, then make the band saggy in the middle. I'm going to put my thumbs inwards and I'm going to pull the band down and then come back. Pull the band down. Now I can have a bit more resistance there, so I'm going to go with a little bit of tightness with the band. I pull the band. I pull the band. So we're doing a pulling action now. Pull. Breathe out. My arm is virtually straight as I take it out to the side. My opposite arm stays up, and you should feel a connection there through the core muscles. So you'll feel your transverse abdominal muscles working, your back extensors working, even your upper back muscles working, as well as the shoulders and the chest. Let's do one more on the left arm. And just for now, we're going to place your hands here. Keep the left knee still as you drop your right knee. Good. Do one more, so we'll do 3 because I'm conscious of time. And there's one more exercise I want to do. Hand on your right leg, drop your left knee. It's really hard. It's such an easy exercise to do, but it's so complex in what we want you to do by keeping your pelvis level. What we don't want is rocking through the pelvis. Take your arms up. Do 3 with the right arm, just for time. 3 with your left arm. Keeping your opposite arm still. And then bring it down. Okay, we're going to do right leg, left arm. Now, this is tricky. So, right leg, left arm. Do that again. Right leg, left arm. Working this sling system. Hold it here. Right arm, left leg. Give yourself a rest. Let's try that again, 2 on each. Left arm, right leg. It's so hard. Left leg, right arm. Keep the right knee still. Let's try that again. Right leg, left arm. Is your left knee starting to move? Left leg, right arm. Let's just have a bit of fun. Let's see if we could alternate it. Are you moving anything? It might be worth starting to move the leg before the arm and then move the leg, move the arm. It's so tricky. Let's do one more on each side. Uh-oh. Okay, girls, I'm going to get you to place your band and you're going to push against the band up into shoulder bridge, and then arm comes over and give it a pull. So the band is going to act to the resistance, and what I want you to do is I want you to go into that subtle movement and then lift up and then back, subtle and then back to neutral. So back is in neutral, we tilt, subtle movement, peel up, push against the band, slowly down, and then your arm goes over and give it a pull. Subtle movement, lift. I want you to breathe out here, breathe in, and then breathe out here. So you've got a push in and you've got a pull in action. You've got a push in action. Now when your arm goes over your head, keep your back in neutral. Good. Well done. Keep going. Woo. My phone's still locked. We've got what, couple of more minutes. Couple of more minutes. Couple of more minutes. Remember, subtle, tilt and lift. Well done, well done, good. Okay, give yourself a little hug in there. Little hug. Tap your toe down, oops, tap your toe down on the floor. You'll feel your back now in imprint, so you'll feel your back. But again, don't force it, just let it sit in that tabletop position. One more, we're going to come up, and we'll do more repetition next week. So toe tap, pick your band up, and you're going to do a pulling action down to the floor. Pull, 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 breathe out. Keep the band in line with your chest, not in line with your face. Remember, if you hear a snap, your brain should automatically close your eyes. Good. Okay, if it feels good, extend the leg. Last 8, 7, come on, let's do it. 6, bend your elbows. 5, pull your wrist out. 4, don't get your arms straight, bend your elbows. 2 more. Last one. Well done, well done. Place the band underneath the foot and lift yourself up. Ooh, well done. Roll over onto your front and let's have a little stretch there. Creep your fingertips forward, have a good stretch. So you've done pulling, you've done pushing, working different muscles in the anterior and in the posterior chain. You've worked your lateral systems. You've worked across systems from upper body to lower opposite side. Okay, slowly come up into kneeling. Decide which leg you're going to go up on today, and then try and alternate that each week. So I'm going to start off today with right leg. So this is bone loading. Tuck the toe under at the back, and I'm going to engage my tummy, breathe out as I push up. Good. Find a space. Take the arms up and down. Take this arm up and down. Both arms up. Good. Have a quick stretch. Arms reach up. Stretch out your back muscles. Good. Stretch out your chest muscles. Quick stretch of your shoulders there. And stretch out your waist and side of the body. You are leaning on this one. Come back to neutral and stretch out your tricep. Good. Take it down. Bring this arm around. Just stretch. Good. Bring it over and lean and push your hip. Encourage to push. Come back up. Hold on to your elbow. Give it a little stretch. Well done. Triceps. And then reach up and open your arms. Guys, give your legs a little shake out. Wrist circle. And give yourselves a big clap. Well done for today. Well done.